Welcome back, everyone. It's CruiseAway time here on Gecko with Derek and Joe.
Hello.
And this time we're planning adventures fairly soon with Princess Cruises across Europe. Now, we've got some awesome packages, so don't move a muscle. For those of you, though, who are new to CruiseAway, well, you're in safe hands.
Here at CruiseAway, we've been sending Australian travellers on amazing cruise holidays for over 25 years. Our award-winning team specialise in bringing you the best deals from all major cruise lines, sailing right across the globe. Whether you're looking to cruise locally or afar, with thousands of unmissable deals available right now, you can be sure we'll find you your perfect cruise holiday. So, if you're ready, let's go cruising.
Yes, let's enjoy Plus Cruising with Princess, where premium drinks, Wi-Fi, more included dining choices, yummy desserts, room service and more are all part of the package. We've got 3 packages for April coming up. Spring in the Med, a British Isles discovery, and our first offer, which is the Ultimate Med Adventure, starting on the 8th of April. We are starting 20 nights by flying from Sydney over to London and enjoying 3 nights in the capital in a hotel first. Brilliant. And in springtime too, in April. It's a lovely time to actually be going over to the UK. Well, we never bet on the weather, do we, over in Europe, over in the UK? But I have to say, you know, April is a nice time because it's fresh. It's kind of like you've just got the lush green parks all around London, which are a really lovely feature, in the daffodils.
Well, and remember, there's just as much to do indoors as there is outdoors in London. You can now tour areas of the palaces as well, and the museums, which are spectacular. Get some brilliant vantage points in one of the pods there on the London Eye. There are lots of things you can do on the inside, and you've got plenty of time to do it as well in your hotel before we head down to Southampton and we join Sky Princess. We're on board for 14 nights, so 2 full weeks of gorgeous cruising, and you will be wearing your medallion as well. With style, let me tell you. And the great thing is you can actually locate other members. So if you're cruising with a family, for instance, you can go up to one of those sort of wayfinders that you just saw there next to the elevators normally. Yeah. And you can locate where the rest of your party is, or you can do that using the app as well.
You can. You
can order food and drink on it, which is really, really good. And it gets you in and out of the stateroom. Anything you are charging to your account, spa treatments, whatever it might be, shopping, you just use the medallion for that as well. So it's very, very clever, and yet you've just got a real playground of experiences here.
You do, and I mean, it's obviously it's cruising, but it's heightened because the upgrade in technology now makes our life easy, allows us to travel with groups a lot easier as well. If you're doing like a family reunion or something, you know, it's great because your little your medallion can actually help you locate other members of your party around the ship. Now, food. Let's talk food because Princess are all about their food. They're award-winning, multiple award-winning in fact, and you have a really grand selection when it comes to dining. Lots of culinary demonstrations and wine tasting available as well, so you can learn how to prepare the gourmet specialties on board. They also pair wines with the different selections from regional vineyards, both in the States and also when you're going to be where you're going to be visiting on your trip. Now, the Enclave, this is one of my favorite hangouts when I'm on board a ship. I love to go to the thermal suite because I always feel like after you've kind of been exploring the ports, and some of them are very sort of intensive when it comes to excursions, you want to just relax when you get back and just head into the thermal suites, lay on that therapy bed, maybe head into the sauna. That's an option for you. Or just, you know, lay back on your luxurious bed and maybe watch a movie. You know, it doesn't have to be all about socializing when you're on a ship. You can take it at your pace, sit on your balcony with a book and be as social or as least social as you want to be.
Very true.
Look at this piazza though.
Gorgeous, isn't it?
Inspired by Italy, of course, and you've got lots of things happening in the Grand Central Piazza there, which, you know, it's not usual on a lot of ships. A lot of the time the atrium is just really reception and that's it. So this is kind of upgraded and changed and reimagined. The shows on Princess as well. Not only do you have the main shows, but you've got the Princess Live in Cafe, which is your live TV show. Now, we're cruising out of Southampton, and our first port is Vigo in beautiful Galicia in Spain. It's an excellent base for which you to visit the Yes Islands, which are part of the Atlantic Island National Park, and Santiago de Compostela. which is a sight to behold. Then we're on into Cadiz in the south of Spain and Andalusia, which is gateway to beautiful Seville, where you might want to head to the Setas, the largest wooden structure in the world, which has amazing views over Seville, and the Mercado Triano for delicious food. Then it's Malaga. Love the tapas in Spain. You've got to try all of the delights. Malaga has some charming old town vibes. Back street, you've got the Picasso Museum there, and you also have the Alcazaba, which is an ancient Moorish fortress to visit. We're into Ajaccio in Corsica, birthplace of Napoleon Bonaparte right there. In fact, you can head to the Maison Bonaparte, which is the museum devoted to him. You can also enjoy some of the beautiful beaches that Corsica boasts. Marseille is up next, the largest port on the Mediterranean, France's second city, and you have the lovely old town with the sort of tranquil fishing boats. Then you also have kind of the bustling malls there if you want to do a spot of shopping as well. Gibraltar awaits us next, and this is home of the incredible Barbara Sapes. You can head up to the Rock and see them there. They are very entertaining. Or Grand Siege tunnels perhaps under the city. That's really interesting. But you can also dolphin and whale watch, prime time of year for it too. Then it's Lisbon, the Portuguese capital. You must try the pastel de nata, which is the Portuguese custard tart, so delicious. Ride the wooden trams, perhaps head up to the Geronimo's monastery and enjoy the Portuguese flair. They're very friendly people indeed. So this is an overview. Flying into London, enjoying some days in London in springtime, heading through Galicia in North Spain into the south of Spain there, and over into Corsica and France, and then finally finishing off with Gibraltar, Lisbon and back into London. Then we're then going to fly you back to Sydney.
Absolutely, and you've just reminded me that there's another thing that I can now cook in my new air fryer, which is pastel de nata.
Oh,
there's a thing to try, isn't it? I've come late to the air fryer party, so I can have a go at trying one of those. Probably easier to go to Lisbon, get it right there. They do it so well there. Right, so do you fancy this then? I love this in terms of itinerary. Time of year is perfect. Included in the package, the flight from Sydney over to London, 3 nights in a hotel there. We could make it longer if you wanted to. You can always change these packages. As it is, it's 3 nights in a hotel there. Then you've got 2 weeks of cruising from the south of England at Southampton on the Sky Princess. Now included on the cruise, you've got a premium drinks package, which is great. You've got Wi-Fi, which comes from satellites. That's mad, isn't it? Wi-Fi comes from satellites all the way up there in space. It's included in your price. Room service with no extra delivery charges. Ocean Now delivery, which brings food and drink to wherever you are on the ship. The most beautiful brand new feature on Princess, which is premium desserts, and they are lovely. They're like great big ice cream sundaes that you can enjoy as part of your package, which normally you would pay extra for. There is more dining included in your fare as well, and more perks. Things like fitness classes, unlimited juice bar are just brilliant things to enjoy. You're going to be cruising from the UK through Spain, France, Gibraltar and Portugal, and then back to Southampton, where we'll transfer you to the airport in London for your flight back to Sydney. And all of that for just this. And this is why I'm saying, if you want longer in London, add some more nights. Do it as part of the package and we'll take care of it. 5899 seems a pretty fair deal to me, and you're getting an awful lot of travel out of that, and variants in these places that you're going to as well. Really fascinating and interesting itinerary, and a good time of year to do it as well. Now let's look at upgrades on board the ship itself on Sky Princess. Bear in mind your 14 nights of cruising there. Oh, hello balcony. I mean, that balcony price, remember, you know, that price per person is for the whole 14 nights. It's great, isn't it? I would take advantage of that if I was you. Your Princess Plus is in here as well. We've put the value of that on the screen for you as well. And here's what it includes. As I said before, your premium drinks package. So drinks up to a value of $22 each, which is really good. Unlimited Wi-Fi for a device. Things like premium desserts, which are a brand new thing on Princess. Conversely, you've also got some fitness classes to balance balance one out, I suppose, against the other. Some more casual dining that normally has a charge is included for you now. Room service without extra deliveries. You know, just more perks. It's brilliant because apart from shopping and pamper treatments, you're not really going to be digging into your pocket for anything else while you're on the cruise, which is great. Shore excursions, pamper treatment and shopping. I can't really think of much else beyond that unless you want to treat yourself to one of the top-notch specialty dining restaurants that they have on board. But even then, I was looking at the steakhouse price on one of the Princess ships the other day, and I think it was something like $40 cover charge for the evening, and that's for a steakhouse with a really comprehensive menu, you know, featuring one of those really, you know, heavyweight steaks on there.
Oh yeah.
And it's the full 9 yards as well. You know, it's a premium offering and you pay a little bit extra for it, but what it delivers back versus you going to a steakhouse right now in Sydney, in Adelaide, in Melbourne, wherever you are, and looking at the bill on your way out.
Hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
Every guaranteed, right? Even if you don't have more than a glass of wine.
Yeah.
So it's just a lovely feeling that, you know, you get that quality and a cap as well, usually on Princess, so it's great. Next, with the treats of Princess Plus included, an all-inclusive springtime cruise in the Med on the Sun Princess. Our 22-night Dreamaway package starts on the 1st of April. Oh, that's my birthday. Must be a sign. That's no April Fool because we're flying from Sydney over to Barcelona, where a private transfer awaits you to your hotel, where you'll enjoy 3 nights in this stunning city. Now, there's never a bad time of year to visit Barcelona, and I have to say April, you know, the lovely thing about Spain is you do get really temperate weather all year round. Fresh and springtime weather in Barcelona has to be my favourite. Having lived in this city, it really comes alive at this time of year. You know, there's just so much variety in Barcelona. It's well known for its incredible architecture from Gaudi, of course, but the shopping is superb in Barcelona. The beach is great. The Gothic district with the tapas bars, El Born, is amazing. We then have a private transfer organised for you down to the cruise port, where you'll join the Sun Princess for 14 nights, 2 weeks of cruising.
It's so exciting as well when you drive down to the cruise port, because you see, and it's like anything, isn't it? Because it's like the next exciting chapter of your holiday. And you see all of the cruise ships there, because there's cruise ships going in and out of Barcelona all the time. And it's very, very exciting. Literally to go straight to the port, and you'll be dropped off just literally outside. You'll see the ship.
Look at that cocktail in Spellbound. Well, this is the newest class of ship from Princess, the Sphere class, powered by liquid natural gas as well. There's 21 decks. It has a wraparound promenade to walk around the outside of the ship, which is very unusual, by the way.
It is unusual these days, actually. Yeah.
You've got the piazza, which is a 3-deck level piazza with lots of views, light. It connects you with the ocean. You've got a hub of activity there inspired by the vibrant squares of Europe. So it's not just, again, it's not just your desks in the reception. There's loads going on there. You have like a street performer vibe going on. You have some, you know, eateries.
Irish pub.
Yes.
Yes, O'Malley's. I love O'Malley's. It's great. It's a really, because they have all the music on in there as well. It just has a really, really good vibe. And you want to go in there and you want to have a pint of the black stuff.
To be sure.
Got to.
Yeah, you absolutely do. At the Dome as well, let's talk about this, because this is a firm feature of Sphere class. It's the namesake Dome. During the day, it's a glass-covered pool with terraces, and at night, the pool's a stage for fantastic kind of Bondi South Beach vibes, Ibiza chill vibes, entertainment with amazing lighting effects.
So clever, isn't it? Because often a pool area, you know, when in the evening, it's just like a ghost town, isn't it? There's no one in there, and you're just walking through usually to go get something to eat, aren't you? But you're walking past this desert of a pool which is buzzing during the day, and nothing happens at night. Where on this ingenious design, that a pool area becomes an entertainment area, and it makes it, there it is. It makes complete sense, doesn't it?
Isn't it? It's dynamic.
Because a wonderful place to lounge during the day, great place to see the show of an evening as well. So we are cruising out of Barcelona for 2 weeks. Let's let's go.
We're off, first of all, to Gibraltar. Some tours you can take here include the interactive flamenco experience, which, you know, being kind of part of Spain, this is a fun one to do. Or Top of the Rock, Gibraltar on your own, so you can actually see the rock and the apes when you're up there. Then we're on into Marseille, which is your gateway to Provence. And some tours you can take here. It's all about the food and wine, and you've got the Aiche de Provence cheese and wine tasting, or a local connections tour. You can go to an olive growing farm. Then we're on to Genoa, Italy, which is a bustling swarm of activity. A great launching point to visit Milan, the fashion capital, the economy capital, which you can do by train or tour. And Santa Margherita is not too far away either, and that's a beautiful town. La Spezia is next for incredible Florence, where you can go to the Uffizi, the Ponte Vecchio. Lucca is a charming Tuscan town not too far away from Florence either. Beautiful. I would recommend that. Yeah, beautiful. And Pisa, of course. Then it's Civitavecchia, gateway to Rome for hundreds of years, where you've got to see the iconic sites if you haven't. Vatican City, the Colosseum, the Pantheon, the Trevi Fountain. You can do all of that in a day. I know it sounds a lot, but you can. Speak to your princess team about that one. Then it's Naples, which probably the most historical and interesting port on the itinerary. You've got ancient Pompeii, the city that was covered by rock and ash for 3,000 years. It's an amazing story, that one. Go and learn about it, enjoy the museum. Chania Crete's next. Talk about history. This itinerary is power-packed with amazing archaeology and history. And indeed, Chania is no different because there's so much to see there, including Knossos Palace and Heraklion Archaeological Museum. Istanbul's next, and this is where Asia meets Europe. So you've kind of got both sides of Istanbul to learn about. A traditional hammam might be a fun experience. That's the Turkish bath with the scrub and the foam massage. It's very fun. Then it's Mykonos. You might just want to chill out here and enjoy the beach, or maybe some amazing DJs that play in a lot of the bars there, because it might be very sightseeing rich. I think you definitely want to relax here for sure. Then we're going to disembark in the port for Athens, where you have a private transfer to your hotel, and 3 nights in what we call the cradle of Western civilization. There's the Acropolis, there's one of the wonders of the world there, which is the Temple of Zeus, which you've got to see, the amphitheatre. I mean, round every turn, your jaw will drop at the history on offer in Athens. But it's not just about the old world, it's about the modern Athens as well. It's such a different change of pace from the Greek islands. I love the hustle bustle of downtown Athens, and the food is superb. And we all know, having experienced so much great Greek cuisine in Australia, that it's fantastic food. So you're going to love that when you head over to Greece. And then the transfer back to the airport, and we're going to fly you back to Sydney, Australia.
I tell you what, you're so looked after on this trip, aren't you? I mean, at every step of the way, we've got another private transfer waiting for you. It's fantastic, this, isn't it? There is something rather special feeling about that. You're going to feel like a bit like a personality whisked around from one place to another on all of these private transfers. It's going to be very, very exciting, isn't it? It just adds that little je ne sais quoi, and I don't know what the Spanish equivalent is, so I can't speak Spanish at all. French is about 3 words. I quite often get into a taxi in Italy and say goodbye to the driver in Spanish instead of hello. Anyway, you won't have those problems at all. Are you ready to find out what is in this package then? The package includes your flight from Sydney over to Barcelona, the first of 4 private transfers to get you to a hotel there where you'll enjoy 3 nights, another private transfer to your cruise ship, 14 nights of cruising on the Sun Princess with your premium drinks package, Wi-Fi, room service, Ocean Now delivery, premium desserts, extra dining, fitness classes and more, all included, cruising to Gibraltar and France and Italy and Greece and Turkey and ending in Athens. And then another private transfer to a lovely hotel there in Athens for a 3-night hotel stay there, and another private transfer to take you to the airport in Athens for your flight back to Sydney. Now you would think all these private transfers, that is going to clock up the dollar, and it doesn't. And remember, the cruise is completely and utterly all-inclusive as well. It's so comprehensive, the Princess Plus package. It just... See, it's one of those things where if it wasn't there, you would go for it anyway. I'd show you the price and you'd go for it anyway. The fact that it's there within the package is just absolutely golden, because you know now what your holiday is costing, and you know how looked after and chaperoned you are almost every step of the way of this holiday too. We really have played a blinder here. Here's the details if you want to upgrade from interior up to ocean view, up to balcony, up to suite. You've got all the prices if you want to do that. Same deal whether you go for the interior or the suite. We'll do all the private transfers and the flights for you, and have the Princess Plus included as well, which is so clever, and it's such a good deal as well. It just means that when you're on your holiday, you could really enjoy it, and you're not going back to your cabin every night and checking in on the TV, you know, how much has the account gone up today. You haven't got that on your mind, which I love. Anyway, right, we must move on to our final offer right now in this show. Again, it's for April, and it's the chance to cruise the British Isles this time with Princess in springtime. This will be a very scenic one, actually. 15 nights in total, and we start this one on the 14th of April by checking into the Premium Lounge at Sydney Airport, enjoying the facilities there before we fly over to London. And when we land, we've got 3 nights in a London hotel to soak up the capital. In April as well. As Joe says before, you can have 4 seasons in one day in London in April.
Yeah, you can.
But you can have some amazing times. I was just thinking, actually, you know, the way you can get around London is so simple. They've got the famous black cabs are everywhere. You can dive in on the underground as well and get around London very simply. You will love it. And then it is time to cruise, and we're cruising from Southampton on the Regal Princess, which is another beautiful ship.
It is.
And we've got a 10-night sojourn, let's call it, around the British Isles. So we've got a lot of sights and sounds to enjoy on this cruise, I think.
We do, and it's a rare itinerary. They only ever do this a couple of times a year on any given cruise line. It's always very in demand, this one as well, because it's so sort of specific. So when you're enjoying your incredible ship, the sea walk with the glass bottom walkway. Of course, Princess have their famous movies under the stars as well, which you can enjoy. They're in popcorn and snacks, and you've got drinks. It's just a whole experience. I love it.
Great thing to do.
You've got the Discovery at Sea program as well, which lets you stargaze on the top deck. Fascinating presentations about the world and the ocean up there, but they also have them in the theatre for you. You'll get guest experts on the parts of the world you're visiting as well, giving lectures. So you'll get to learn about the history, perhaps some of the Celtic history of the ports you're visiting as well. Or Crab Shack, if you love your seafood, that's a really lovely treat to enjoy on Princess. At the wine bar, now you actually have wine tasting, beer tasting, mixology classes to enjoy. There's a behind the scenes tour that you can book up for as well, which kind of gets you into the underbelly of the ship, so you can learn about how everything works. In case you wondered, you know, how do they change water from one thing to another. It's like its own little ecosystem, a ship. So I think it's just fascinating while you're on board to learn about that.
It is very clever, because you often wonder, don't you? I always thought, before I was lucky enough to go and film in some kitchen galleys on ships, I always wondered what happened behind those big silver doors. And I always thought it's lots of people opening boxes and putting things in ovens and taking them out again. And actually, you then realise just how much fresh produce they take on at the port, and how it is literally day by day freshly prepared. They bake their own breads, they prepare their foods pretty much from scratch with regional ingredients from around the world. It is fascinating. You look at the overall price you pay for a cruise and the choice of different food that there is, because remember, these chefs, of which there are hundreds, are cooking for thousands, not just 3 times a day, but right the way through the day, right the way through the night. Remember, people are ordering, you know, full room service at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Look at that fountain light show as well.
Yeah, really nice.
This is really special. You can go to the art gallery and do the art auctions there. They're tons of fun as well. Come home and art collector, perhaps.
Yeah.
and they'll ship it back, of course, to your home for you, which is brilliant. So first port, we're heading into lovely Dublin in Ireland, which has really experienced a renaissance over the past few years and become much more cosmopolitan, yet it retains its Irish charm, of course. You can head to Trinity College, the Guinness Storehouse and Pub as well. You've got to have a Guinness there. Then it's Belfast, Northern Ireland, one of the friendliest cities I've ever visited.
Wonderful.
The Giant's Causeway is there, and the Titanic exhibition is definitely worth a visit. They also do dazzling afternoon teas all around the city, I have to say. Then we're on to Greenock in Scotland. This is the port for Glasgow. You can head to Loch Lomond while you're there if you want to go to a traditional Scottish loch, or perhaps you want to try some whiskey.
Try Kilton.
Kilton, okay.
Yeah,
I'll
let's
take
try
that.
Kilton.
Yeah.
See if it suits you.
Okay. And then it's Kirkwall, and this is up in the Orkney Islands. Just north of Scotland, which are very beautiful, and they actually were, for some years, dominated by the Vikings. You learn about the Viking history and the Celtic history while you're there. Back into Southampton, and we have included your transfer back to the airport, where you'll fly back to Sydney and airport lounge access, which is again that little something extra to finish off your holiday. But what an itinerary! And again, this is an itinerary of dreams for many Anglophiles, history lovers, and certainly if you have friends and relatives in this part of the world,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you might be meeting up with members of the family, friends, acquaintances, work colleagues that you've only ever met via Zoom or Teams. You might finally get to hook up with them on a British Isles cruise. Fantastic. So, included in the package, lounge access at Sydney Airport before you fly over to London. 3 nights in a hotel there, 10 nights on the Regal Princess from Southampton to Dublin, Belfast, Glasgow and the Orkneys, with premium drinks package included, Wi-Fi room service, Ocean Now premium desserts, extra dining and so much more as part of your offering, and the transfer from the port at the end of the cruise in Southampton to the airport in London, lounge access there, or as I like to call it, celebrity spotting city, and then your flight back to Sydney. And here is your price tag. This is so good. Take advantage of this because this will be very popular indeed. And remember, it's not just us here who have access to this cruise. There will be plenty of folks over in the UK who love a close to home cruise around their own shores as well, and there's lots of people in Europe who want to see the natural wonders in Ireland, in Northern Ireland and up in the Orkneys as well. This is a great opportunity. Book quickly, I would. Here's the upgrade prices. If you want a better view, you've got ocean view, balcony, and you've got your fabulous suites there, all with the Princess Plus perks as well, which is superb, which is a really good drinks package on there as well. Drinks up to a $22 value on board, which is superb. Unlimited Wi-Fi, juice bar, which is great, because I like the real thing, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Premium desserts, which are lovely. They're like these great big ice cream sundaes. They're really nice. Some of those included. That 2 per day, by the way. It's not a challenge. It's just the maximum. Fitness classes included, casual dining, so some more casual dining venues that now have a charge are included for you. Ocean Now delivery, which delivers food and drink to where you are on the ship, and room service without any extra delivery charges. So you can order that full room service menu at 4 in the morning without a delivery charge, which sounds pretty good, doesn't it? There are more offers that we could apply that to, by the way, but we only have half an hour at a time, you see, and we have run out of this. But there you go. What some wonderful trips there.
Yeah.
Call our team, 1300 408 764. Come and join us every day here on Gecko. We're making more shows than ever before. We're here at 10 in the morning and 1 and 4 in the afternoon. So make a date to come and holiday with us as we cruise away again very soon. From us, bye-bye.
Bye for now.